Right, hello there, everyone. Welcome back to James Redmond TV, and I apologise because I know I never gave you as much notice, so there'll probably be a couple of people missing the start of the stream today. And yeah, man, my dog's there. Shout out to Rhubarb, who's chilling in the background. You know what I mean? So not only have we got a more homely background than usual, we've got a dog to chill with us for the night, which is Boss. Boss. Please do smash a like, by the way, people. We have just got started. We are going to be talking about a few things, mainly just answering your comments, and I intend to get you guys on the stream as well, and we can all just have one big laugh. But shout out to Shannon, and he says we are still looking for 2 midfielders and a centre-back. We're still ongoing talks with Southampton. That's right. Lavia is the one who's most likely, but we still need to wait and see. Let me just share the stream, and while I'm doing that, we'll do a little bit of a tag team thing. Pause. Basically, I'm gonna just share the stream while you guys like the stream, and then we'll be flying. We've already got 60 people in the stream, which is boss. So big up to everybody who's already tuned in. I am about to get and dive into the comments. That's no shit. Bloody amazing. Shout out to Rubber. Rubber, did you become a member outside of stream? In fact, I think I remember shouting out your membership, but thank you for being a member. I appreciate it, sir. Just watching the Southampton-Sheffield game. Yeah, because the championship's back on. I like the championship. I've actually made a little bit of a thing to want to watch more of the championship this season. I think that'd be very productive, and I can maybe try and find us some more gems, you know what I mean, chat? Some more of those 6 out of 10 ballers that we turn into an 8 out of 10. Shout out to Esther. Evening, sir. Evening, miss. Hope you're well. Hope you're well, madam. Shout out to Will Robbo. Yes, Hamez. Yes, sir. Yeah, guys, tonight's stream just entails me responding to your comments again as usual, because if you have any sort of... A lot of people have been complaining about how negative I've been, so I'd be really intrigued to delve into that, and I intend, in about 5-10 minutes' time to throw the link into the chat so you guys can jump into the stream and we can get some things done. Shout out to Wisdom, who's just got into the building. Much love to Sam as well, who's tuned in. Hope you're well, Hamez, even though this transfer window is killing me. It's killing my people, just like the Star Dog. You know what I mean, blood? It's one of those things, blood. Lavia on the bench. Doesn't look like he's going to play. Are you suggesting for Liverpool, or are you saying for Southampton? Is he on the bench in the championship game? I forgot. Because we're in the championship, he's already played a game for them this season. That is wild. That is wild. Our primary target's still at them. And I get this has been one of the debates, hasn't it? Like, should we just pay the 50 million? Or, why are FSG so stingy about 5 million? And on one hand, I understand why you want to save every penny you possibly can. But then on the other, if you have such a high hopes for this young dude to a point where you're willing to spend 40 million for a 19-year-old is still huge money. And if you see him as a long-term solution, why wouldn't you go out there and just spend the extra 5 million when all you're doing by negotiating with Southampton is giving Chelsea space to go in and get the player? We've already agreed personal terms, and we only need to pay 5 more million, and he is ours, and he's a long-term signing. If it was like a 30-year-old, 29-year-old, kind of like Marcus Llorente, I'd understand why you're being a bit more nitpicky, but for Lavia, he's not going to want extortionate wages. His agent fee isn't going to be huge because he's not a huge player, so that's interesting. Hello, James. Only 2 signings and 10 midfielders out, including loan. And is it 10? Are you sure it's 10? And when you say 10, are you including players like Leighton Clarkson and stuff? And do you know what's interesting to me, chat? What's going on with Tyler Morton? Not that I think he's good enough to play or anything, but he seemed to be like the little Jordan Henderson 2.0 in Klopp's eyes, and now he doesn't really seem to get a mention. But yeah, I wouldn't want him in the midfield anyway. But are you talking about players who we've had and let go? Because I think 10's a bit too much. I think it's 6, but maybe you're right. Hamez the legend. Adam the dude. Big up to you, sir. Hawk Lord. Hiya, James. How you doing, mate? I'm great. I hope you're well as well, Hawk Lord. I'm sick of this transfer. Carry on this window. FSG just signed the damn players tight. Fuckers. I think we're at a point as well where we're just happy for them to sign their targets, and that's fine. Dog isn't impressed by FSG. She's been chilling for time, mate. You know what I mean? Like, she's just there on the edge of the couch. She's breathing a little bit. Rhubarb. Hello, gorgeous. You're okay? You okay? Do you want to say hello? Do you want to say hello? Oh, look at you with the stretchy coming here. Oh, hello. But yeah, man, FSG are killing me. They're killing me, dog. They're just killing everybody. You know what I mean? It's a proper shame. The dog is looking for Lavia. She's not asked about Lavia. She's just asked about shiny things, aren't you, Ruby? You're a materialistic little girl. But this is the life of a Liverpool fan. Listen, guys, we're all in this together. You know what I mean? We signed up for this at birth, and we're here till death. So unless you're a plastic fan, and I know none of us in the Redmond community are plastic fans. James, that mouse has grown. You're a bellend, Jamie. That's fuck. Oh, don't worry, girl. He never called you the mouse. He called you the gorgeous bitch. Called you the gorgeous bitch. Oh, fuck me. If we get 2 injuries in midfield this season, we are done. Baffles me that we cannot sort out the mid. And you know what's mad? The same applies to the defensive problems in our team right now. The exact same applies, actually, which is, it's wild. It's wild. But this is the life that we live, yeah? Rumours are so hectic with Marquinhos and Kimmich. Ignore anything that we have to do with those 2 players. We're not getting that. Like, guys, I'm not trying to be negative. If we get Kimmich or Marquinhos, I'll shave my head off. I actually will. Clip it. I'll get a skinhead. I will get a skinhead. If we sign Marquinhos or Kimmich this summer, let me clarify, I will shave my head. Clean skin, because I was supposed to get a haircut the past week and I just haven't got round to it yet. I've kind of got used to the cap. And I've had things to do, so I just haven't got round to it, which is why I'm popping out at the moment. But yeah, I will hold out for a bit longer, and I'll get a skinhead if we sign one of those 2 players. But the reason why no one's getting excited is because we know that it's not going to happen. Shout out to Christian. He says, FSG told you they would give Klopp funds in this window. If this does not happen, many fans are going to get even more angry in a way. They let us down from the moment that we turned away the Bellingham fight. So here's the thing as well. I said on Monster's stream before, I would be very intrigued to get them on a show, like FSG on a show, and hook them up to a lie detector and ask them the question, are you happy with top 4? Now, the purpose, I think we can all guess, like, are they happy with the revenue generated from just simply finishing in a European place? Yeah, I think they're happy with that. But they wouldn't admit that. They wouldn't admit that they're a club that would want to be second place. Be careful, girl. There you go. Yeah, do you want a pillow? Let me just fluff that out for you. There you go. Yeah. But then the reason why I'd want it is because if they lied to that question, say if I said, would you be happy with top 4? And they said no, and then it came back as a lie. If it came back as the truth, I would be intrigued to see the reaction of the wider Liverpool fan base if they saw the owner's true intentions. Because right now, I think we're very lucky, or should I say FSG are very lucky because they've got Jurgen Klopp. So because they've got Jurgen Klopp, more casual football fans will sit there and think, well, we've got Klopp, we can win any season, any God-given season, because that's what Klopp fucking does. But then us who listen to the context, we understand why we haven't won a Premier League for years, and we'll understand why we haven't won a Champions League for years, and it's because we've stagnated and now we're declining. And that's huge, you know what I mean? You need to stay on top of that type of stuff. So in my opinion, yeah, we need to start getting some work done. Otherwise, it's lowering the expectation for everybody. Esther, it's going to come down to deadline day. Hope you're doing a stream for that, Hamez. Of course, deadline day will be doing a huge stream. It'll be massive on deadline day because I would imagine we'd be wanting to do business that day. I highly doubt we finish this window leaving everybody fully satisfied. For me, I'd be happy with just a midfielder and a centre back. I'll be honest with you, chat. Just me, because the thing is, with getting multiple of each, I don't think that's achievable for FSG. And we haven't got the ball rolling enough. So, but at most, 2 midfielders and a centre-back. But I think it'll be 2 midfielders and no centre-back, to be honest. But I would rather a midfielder than a centre-back. I've tried to clarify that all throughout the window, but it's tough to, you know what I mean? Visuals, we need to take Big John Henry's hostage and get the answers. I mean, listen, lads, he was tapping on my window last night and he was trying to break in. You saw the window moving. He's watching the streams, chat, so get your anger out and I'll read them out to him. Bet FSG don't even know what results we get every week, no interest whatsoever, and they don't need to. Do you know if we were winning silverware, bling, bling, left and right every couple of months, they wouldn't need to go to games, nor would I give a fuck that a bunch of American moneymakers don't go to our games. I just care about the fact that they're covering all avenues of the football club, which I don't think they are. And, you know, I do get called negative, and I am going to open the floor for you guys to jump into the stream in a second, and I would absolutely adore it. I would adore if people who were primarily FSG out join the stream. I really appreciate it, guys. Like, at least for the first part. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get, because I want to speak about FSG a little bit, but I want it to be fair on FSG, and I want them to have a spokesperson. I want them to have somebody who's going to defend them. And I think there'll be someone in the chat out there who can certainly do that. So what I'm going to do right now, real quickly, I'm going to put the StreamYard link in the chat. Mods, before I put this StreamYard link in the chat, please do me a favor. Copy the StreamYard link and just every 10 minutes or so, put it in the chat so more people can join. I don't know if I want to pin the message because so many people end up joining where the room ends up being full. So, mods, I'm going to put the StreamYard link out now. If you can, copy and paste that, and just every 10 minutes, just put it in there and let people know. If you want to join, here's the link, okay? So I'm going to put it in now. And guys, one more thing I'm going to ask. If you can be primarily FSG out for the first 10 minutes, I'm only going to be looking for people who are going to defend FSG, okay? So if you come in and you know, I don't want to be a horrible bastard and kick anybody out, but if you're coming in to be nice, I'll get you back in, okay? And by the way, you can be nice, but you need to have the opposing view, or at least play devil's advocate. So boom. There's that StreamYard link. Mods, if you can copy that, that'd be great. And people who want to defend FSG, for now, come in. We'll make room for everybody throughout the stream. But for now, we will do that. So, yeah, tonight's going to be kind of like a live chat. What is it called? A call-in show. I think it's called a call-in show. I'm not too sure. I'm not good with YouTube. But, yeah, man, that's it on the screen right now. So you guys can go and click on that. We've got 200 people in the stream, so do smash a like. Southampton apparently winning 2-1 against Sheffield in the 86th minute. That's interesting. I can't wait to watch that game back. I really can't. I wish I was watching that now, to be honest. Chat, when does the Premier League start? Is that next week? Is that next week or no? Shout out to the first super chat of the night as well. Chon Bay, hashtag you'll never walk alone. You know what? I want FSG and Klopp out 100%. That's such an interesting take. The Klopp out thing's an interesting take for me. But you know what, though? If you want to come into the stream, the link has just came in to the chat as well. Doesn't seem no one's jumped in the stream yet. Let me see. Let me see if I resend the link. Yeah, do you know what I'll do? I'll even pin it for like a little bit. Wrong link. Oh, shit. Did I send that to the wrong one? Is it the wrong link? Wait there. Oh, that's why none of you are joining. Thank you for letting me know. No, wait there. No, I've just done it again. Sorry, let me get the StreamYard link. I'm getting the YouTube link. Sorry, guys. That was my fuck up. That was my fuck up. Wait there. Yeah, now this will be the right one. You guys must have been like, why is he sharing his own YouTube video? Shout out to Ziberi. Ziberi, who's a member. Oh, you've been a member for 1 month. Big up to you, Ziberi. I was going to say you were a member already, weren't you? Why is that popping up? But big up to you, sir. Shout out to Cornbay again. He has no ambition whatsoever. Cornbay, I've just got the proper link in the chat. This is the actual link, so click on that. And if you want to come in and debate Jurgen Klopp, I'd be really intrigued to do that with you, sir. I think that'd be a good one, you know what I mean? But that's the proper link, and we finally got someone in. It's actually Zlatan. He's been in the stream before, so we'll get him in a second. But again, for now, guys, I'm kind of looking for people who are going to be either defending FSG, or if you've got like an opinion like what Cornbay has, then yeah, feel free to jump in and we can discuss that through. But let's get some alternate opinions, because if we're all agreeing on FSG being out and we all agree that they're bad, that's not really productive. So I'm going to go in and oh no, Zlatan, your devices aren't connected, so I can't add you into the stream yet. You need to add your microphone and your audio. But for now, we've got Malay Ziberi, blood. Ziberi, sorry, did I catch it off guard there?
Yeah, you catch me off guard still. But yeah, what's going on, man?
Going on, Ziberi. Appreciate the being a member for a month as well, lad. You're a legend.
No, I was already a member, you know, but then you abandoned us, so then I kind of just abandoned you back, and then I restarted it, and it was like, yo, you're only a member for a month, and I'm like, yo, taking the piss. I've been a member for time.
Ziberi, I apologize. Let me give you the respect. Like, wait there, how long was you a member before? Roughly?
I don't even know, bro. Basically, since you started, I jumped in, and then I didn't even know you left. I was just like, yo, why you ain't posting videos? And then I think it was like 2-3 months in, man. But it's whatever, man. It's whatever.
I left you high on ice, but I appreciate the fact you came back. You're an OG. That's what's sick. I like the OGs, you know what I mean, lads? It's cool. It's cool. But yeah, Ziberi, do you have like any opposing opinions, or do you have any defense for FSG whatsoever regarding the current situation? And it might be just playing devil's advocate, but if you got
nah, bro, I'm Mr. FSG in, bro. So like, here's the thing, man. And maybe me and you gonna have to like link up and do like, you know what I'm saying? This could be the trailer to the show we're going to be doing. So I basically have a rebuttal for every argument against FSG. That's how well prepared and in depth I am. Because here's the thing: I'm a Liverpool fan, born and raised in Jamaica, so
Yes.
I don't get to see Liverpool play. Right? Moved to America during the high school time. This was around 2005. We lifted that trophy. That was great, but then nothing major happened for Liverpool. And travel the world, end up in TV, did some show for the Red Sox, went deep into TV in America. And by the time I finally got some money, James, I realized it's very difficult to get tickets to Anfield. So imagine my frustration becoming successful in life to go check the team that I support, and I can't go there. And then all of a sudden, I'm hearing people saying the FSG out thing, and I'm like, that's ludicrous, man. Calling them Yanks, and that you never call a guy from Boston Yanks. That's disrespectful to the Yankees in New York. So, I just feel like a lot of the FSG hate is a misplaced hate. So I've just always been educating people, letting them know. You have no idea what that was. Yeah, no, I'm all good, man.
I'm not gonna lie, lads. I thought you got shot or something.
Nah, never that. But basically, man, like I said, there's a lot of misplaced anger towards FSG, and I've just been rebuttaling everything. Like I've never lost the debate where FSG is concerned. People say, "Yo, you missed the FSG out." So I think you're like the last of the last, man. So I'm not trying to say if I defeat
okay,
you, FSG in.
Okay, then. So
you know what I'm trying to say? Yeah, nobody brings argument to me. You know what I mean? So if you have an argument or one,
what's your defense? So what are you saying? Because I heard you say the Yankees thing. Fair enough. If you think it's wrong to call them Yankees, I think that's fair. But is there anything else that because here's my problem, and I want you to change my mind. My problem is I don't think they're really good owners, and I don't think they have the sincere ambitions to make us a winning football club. I think they've done things that seedy in the past. Those are the reasons why I want them out. But you can feel free to change my mind. So.
All right. So if that's because there's a bunch of different reasons why people want them out. People are saying like, yo, because here's the thing: an owner, to be very honest, bro, it's no disrespect. No owner, you can't name me 10 owners that cares about your perspective on their product. Liverpool is FSG's product at the moment. You can say, well, I've been a part of this product before this ownership, but realistically, they don't really care about your expectation of their product. That's what I'm trying to say. So if you can agree on that, I'm not saying, hey, cut your expectations back. I'm a Liverpool fan. Do I want us to win trophy? Sure. You know what I'm trying to say? Should I compare the owners to City's owners? I think that's unfair to them because they never came into it to be who's the best owner. That's what I'm trying to say. So once we're going at the owners, it's like, what real argument do we have to go against the guy who owns something? If I own my car, I don't care what you're saying about my car. It's my car. Where's your car? That's what I'm trying to say.
You know what? As much as I appreciate that you're right, Ziberi, and we do agree, I don't understand the relevance in terms of why I should like them because of that reason. So if they don't have the most
No. It's not about like I can't tell you should like them. I've never been out here convincing people to like them.
Ziberi, before you carry on, bro, are you all right to pause or like go to somewhere a little bit quieter just because the telly's overriding you speaking, and I want to get your full points out? Is that okay?
I mean, I can try. You probably called me at a bad time. I didn't expect to jump on this early. But like I said, bro, it's the FSG thing out. If you don't want them here because you expect your club to be number one, bro, I can't change your mind on that. You have your expectation of Liverpool. I have my expectation.
But you can change my mind on that for sure. I'm just letting you know that initial point of them not caring about my opinion on them, I don't understand the relevance of how that changes my mind, if that makes sense, Ziberi.
Well, them not caring about your opinion, James. Are you telling me you're bigger than the club?
I don't understand how you've got that out of what I've said so far.
James, you're one fan. You're asking me to convince one fan to change his expectation or perception of the ownership of the club. So I can't. That's the one thing I can't change your mind on. If you tell me here's the argument I have against them, I can give you a rebuttal to that argument. But if you're telling me, hey, I don't think they're good owners. We're not in debt, and the business of the club is good. The football of the club is a different debate. You see what I'm trying to say? So if you tell me
let me know
you're
if I'm wrong a bit.
Go ahead.
let me know if I'm wrong. This is what I heard of what you just said, saying FSG in because they don't care anyway. Like, that's what I just heard from you. It's not about me being bigger than the club, and it's not about my opinion being to the forefront. Okay, then let me reference somebody who's more important. Would we agree that Bill Shankly is more important than me to the football club?
For me to defend somebody, for me to defend somebody, like I'm trying to understand what you're trying to do here. If I'm defending something, you have to come with the approach.
It'd be amazing if you could. It'd be amazing if you could go along. Is Bill Shankly more important to the club than I am?
I'm gonna be honest, bro. I don't think you were born when Bill Shankly was around. I wasn't born when Bill Shankly around. I don't know Bill Shankly. Do I know the history of Bill Shankly? Sure. We're in 2023. Are we gonna keep talking about things that predates me? I'm like, you asked me to talk about the relevance of the entire club's history. FSG wasn't here when Shankly was here. This is a new day.
That's why it'd be great if you could answer my question, so we could get an insight on what type of fan you're talking to here. So it was supposed to lead into somewhere else. Also, to say that just because it predates you, to say you don't know about it, I think that's quite, disingenuous to people who can do research on history. I think that's how we get a conclusion on many things. And how do you conclude science experiments? You look at previous science experiments. It doesn't mean just because it predates you can't look into it or get an idea of one's character. Point I was leading to is, if you were going to say yes, because I'd say yes, I'd say Bill Shankly was pretty huge to why Liverpool's a huge football club. Did you say you're from Jamaica?
Yes.
He's probably a friggin' huge reason why not only you, but many people from Jamaica support Liverpool, therefore increasing such a big fan base and also creating a culture which you align with, which you.
So you're saying every fan born. I don't want
you to assume what I'm saying. I'd like to finish what I'm saying, Ziberi.
Okay, go ahead.
So in my opinion, I think Bill Shankly, what did he put the emphasis on? It was winning. So you say my opinion doesn't matter. I agree, my opinion doesn't matter. Let me reference our greatest, most historic manager that we've ever asked for, Paisley, right after the successor to Shankly goes and wins 19 trophies in 9 years, something ridiculous. Now, I'm not holding FSG to these standards. Let me not say this. So let's fast forward to right now. So we've just noticed the two most biggest names in history being winners, and anything less than trying to win is poor. But we're in an age where I believe, and this is just a presumption on my part, but I believe if FSG was a team, if they was asked the question, are you happy with just top four? I think they would say yes to that question. And that would be one of tens of reasons of why I want them out. Because now I know they're not even wanting to compete and win. If you believe, if they admitted to you they didn't want to compete, would you still be happy with them as owners?
I'm a very rational fan. Happy with them as owners for coming a point behind City. What else do I want them to do about that? Top four is the goal, and then if you can win the league, you win the league. Only one team can win the league.
They haven't maintained the competitiveness with City then in that case.
That is very subjective, because it's not like FSG has a total control of all the inner workings. Okay, they might as well fire the staff then if you're putting all of these questions to them. So that's what I'm saying. If you tell me an argument specifically, which most of your argument are very generalized, even down to the history of the club. Assume a fan beyond 2005 is supporting Liverpool because of Shankly. I'm gonna be honest, bro. The fans outside of Liverpool, they know the history of Liverpool, but no fan born after 2000 is singing about Shankly and the spirit of Shankly. And that is a fact that I can tell you. We do know about Shankly, but we're not gonna disrespect the guy and pretend we don't know him. What I'm trying to say to you, I support Liverpool because of Steven Gerrard. Gerrard is the biggest thing from Liverpool to me, bro. Now and then following that up is Trent. So when you're talking,
is it also the atmosphere, and is it also the ethos around the football club as well?
I'm gonna be very honest with you, bro. I'm very militant, and I love the loyalty Gerrard showed. Even though there was one little moment when he wanted to leave and then he didn't leave, and he just get on with it, man. Very professional. Didn't kick up a fuss after that one little moment. And bro, the dude's just a boss, man. Complete midfielder. Idolize the guy. I see Trent doing the same thing. I looked into the history of Liverpool. I'm like, there's way more Liverpool than I actually realized. You know what I'm trying to say? Going all the way back to 1982 and doing my research about the club. But I can't hold the owners to standards of the 70s and the 80s. This is a different sports and a different time.
Ziberi, you had a problem with what I said. You have a problem when I use a subjective point. I would like to use the same thing, because just because you became a fan through that doesn't mean we didn't gain millions of fans from being one of the biggest clubs in the world. And we are only one of the biggest clubs in the world. And we have such a global fan base. This might disclude you. You might be because of Steven Gerrard, but because of the success of our football club in the past. So yes, you might have made a point there, but what got us to be in such a big club, to be able to maintain a player like Steven Gerrard, was the success that was generated in the 70s and 80s. We didn't achieve it in the 90s, but still the history was already there. It's the reason why we can still chat to Manchester United the way we do. That's why the point is relevant. So that's where the history is built upon. And listen, I can tell you about the Super League. My main reasons for not liking FSG, let me get this clear, is out of transfer things. But when you include the transfer aspect, I do not like what they have done. So it's just another reason why I don't like them. I am talking to you about on the pitch. And if on the pitch they were to admit that they do not want first, which I think actions speak louder than words, they don't give us words, so I can only go off their actions, and their actions suggest that they don't want to be better than City because they don't do things better than City. Now, it's because they can't, but then we've got to ask the question, are they doing the best they possibly can? I'll leave that to you. Do you believe FSG are doing the best that they possibly can?
Let me cut it down the middle. On the pitch, I think that's a Jurgen Klopp issue. Off the pitch and the outside of the stuff, which you didn't actually mention, bro, like I said, I can talk to you rationally. I've been in America since 2005.
Yes.
The only Liverpool fan I know was me, bro. All the Liverpool fans I see popping out is during the Klopp era.
Yes.
They don't know about Hudson. They don't know about all the other guys. They don't even know about Hicks and Gillette. So all these fans that I'm seeing popping up on YouTube all over the place, they might have been fans before FSG and Klopp, but it wasn't really representing, bro. I'm walking on the street, I'm starting to see what I'm trying to say to you. The impact of Klopp and FSG has definitely shifted the market globally. Bringing in Salah shifted the market in that area of Africa. Bringing in Minamino shifted it in Japan. So the marketing aspect of the club has grown exponentially since FSG. Let's not doubt the 300 mil to the 3 point whatever billion we're at now. That was under FSG and Jurgen Klopp. I cannot tell you about the history and how far reaching that history was. It was waning, bro. I'm seeing Arsenal fans jumping from Arsenal to City. So to have a and still remain a Liverpool fan in them trying times was very massive. But to your point, as far as, bro, it's the business, and the business is not in debt. If you know real estate, it's the closest business to the footballing business, because it's an asset you acquire and you can increase
so if
the
I
wealth
become the
of
owner, if I become the owner of Liverpool and I get us mid-table, but as long as I'm not getting us into debt, you're fine with that?
So mid-table is different from where we are. Why? If you're gonna use the blip of last season, I think that's disingenuous. Because here's the thing: we have been coming. I'm gonna say, I'll give you the defender crisis as an example. It was January window. Not a lot of defenders was available. Most fans would want us to just go and break the bank. That wasn't smart business move. Smart business move, wait for the guy that we wanted, and we got him in. How we handled the season beyond that crisis, a bit shambles if you ask me. But that'll be on the manager, because he's running the on the pitch stuff. FSG is not running on the pitch stuff. Would you be happy if FSG is stepping over Klopp? No, let me line this point. And then I'll let you go. Would you be happy if FSG is stepping over Klopp to make certain decisions on the pitch? Because I'm gonna be very honest with you. The minute they do that is the minute I'm FSG out, because I think everyone should have the respect they deserve in the lane they are. So if you're telling me FSG need to free up more funds, we can talk about that.
I'm going to answer your question. I won't touch it. I just want to answer your question with a question before I answer your question.
Okay, go ahead.
So can you just repeat what you've just said? The second FSG take more control than Jurgen Klopp in transfers, that's when you'd want them out. Did I hear you correctly? I don't want to misquote.
Yeah, because if Klopp is saying, for example, if Klopp said, no, I don't want a Lionel Messi, ego's a bit too big to manage. All speculative stuff. We don't know how Klopp would manage a guy like Messi or Ronaldo or even Mbappe, right?
Yes,
and Klopp is like, I think he'll disrupt the squad because we got Trent coming up.
I agree. Okay, what about?
But if FSG is like, nah, this is the best marketing move, let's just grab Mbappe. We don't care about the finances, bro. I'll look at him like, yo, Klopp has brought you a level of success. You need to respect. So all of my smoke is for Klopp because he's managed the underpitch stuff.
So I just wanted to summarize. I understand your point, by the way. I think it's a very fair point. I just wanted to summarize. Your conclusion is if Klopp doesn't have control over the transfers, you want FSG out.
Nah, I think you spin that different. But I don't know who Klopp wants. Do you know who Klopp wants?
I'm trying to get to. So if Klopp has the most control over transfers, that's what you want. And if that's not the case, then you want FSG out. I'm just trying to make sure I heard you correctly.
Here's what I'm saying in that vein, and then I'll run because I have to go. If Klopp has 100% control of transfers right now, and we are in the state that we are in, it's not an FSG issue then, is it? That's a Klopp issue.
You just said to me that FSG, you would want them out if Klopp didn't have 100% control.
No. I said I want them out if they're overriding his decision. That's what I'm saying. Or you're not hearing what I'm saying. If FSG, put it like this, you see how Bowley treated...
Just repeat it in a summary because I've got a point. Just summarize it.
I'll give you an analogy and then you can take it from there. Bowley and Potter.
Ziberi, you can stay as long as you want. By the way, you don't need to be rushed out.
Okay. No, the thing with Bowley and Potter, right? I don't think Potter wanted all those signings. So if FSG is doing something like that, where they're just signing players just for signing players' sake and not giving Klopp the respect he deserves on who should come into the squad, then I'll have an issue with them. But they haven't done that. Have FSG ever done that? They've never really done that.
See, where I thought you was going to, I thought you was leading to saying that if Klopp doesn't have I thought you were saying Klopp should have 100% control. I actually disagree. I don't think Klopp should have 100% control, but let me tell you why he doesn't have 100% control. Just even as something as recent as James Milner. Now think about it. To me and you, we probably didn't want to keep James Milner. I certainly didn't, but I understood the reason why he would want to, because look at us now, struggling to get midfielders and struggling to get what James Milner could bring, which is versatility and at least something that we could be guaranteed he's a 6 or 7 out of 10. Now that started to happen less, and I do think Klopp was a bit stubborn, which is why I don't think he should have a whole 100% control. But that is the same reason why, if you, and I might have heard you wrong, but if you would say FSG are wrong for not giving Jurgen 100% control, we're already in that world, brother. FSG didn't give Brendan Rodgers control. People try and speculate if Jurgen's got more control, but there's no way they can apply that on a spectrum. So really, that's a disingenuous point as well. And I can give you literal examples in recent and in the past when Jurgen Klopp first joined, to how he doesn't have 100% say in transfers. So that's the point that I wanted to make there on that one. So are you FSG out?
Oh, me? Nah, man, I can't be FSG out, man. How can I be FSG? I've been FSG since day one.
Chat, did you see it, or am I just putting things together? You know what I mean?
Nah, but I appreciate you trying to twist it up. But basically, bro, all I'm saying is I know most of the fans I've talked to, and this is a different conversation to those fans. You're not coming from a Klopp in perspective, if that makes sense. So most of the fans I'm talking to are, it's Klopp in, FSG out. That's not your argument. So it's a different type of conversation. You hear why I say that? If we're gonna say who has the most control in the market, I would reckon it's Klopp, and I would say it's because he's earned that, bringing all the trophies he's brought. I think he earned the right to say whoever he wants to bring in. So if we're gonna allow Klopp to do what he's doing, I'm sorry, say that again.
He doesn't have that though. So do you think that's a problem?
I do think he does, because he goes from one play and there's never a plan B. So no one is forcing a plan B on him. No one's forcing a plan B on him. So if he doesn't have one, then what is he doing here? What kind of manager is that?
Options, because he doesn't have the options, Ziberi. That's the thing. So yeah, let me give you an example. 12 months ago, Klopp came out in a press conferences before the season started. I
wanted him out of here.
Ziberi, I'm giving you references. Ziberi, I'm just saying, in a press conference, he came out and said, I don't want midfielders, correct?
Yes, he did.
And then 2 weeks later, we went and got Arthur, correct?
Well, be fair to him.
Wait. Did we get Arthur, yes or no?
Yeah, we did.
Now, the reason why I asked, did Jurgen Klopp bang on FSG's door so ferociously and said, get me Arthur?
No, here's the thing. You're missing one more interview. He did 2 interviews. One interview was, we're good on midfield.
Interviews as well, please.
So basically, within first week to second week of July, he said, yo, we're good. He named out Ox, Naby, Hendo. He rattled off about 10 midfielders that we had. Said we're good in that department. Hendo picks up a knock towards the last week of August. And then he was like, oh, shit, I might need somebody here. I think the timing in which he said, oh, shit, we're not good, wasn't enough time for FSG to react and pull what he needed.
Sorry, did you complete your... Sorry, I think
yes, no, sorry. No. I did mute it for a second because there was a noise. But basically, he then also come out and said the midfielder I wanted already went to another club. That was after he said he was good on midfield. So last summer, I think, was a very telling summer for Klopp. And that was probably one of the last time I'm like, you know what, man? This guy's proven me right. Because I've never been FSG in at that moment, like all in. I was more Klopp out. So all of my Klopp out arguments was like, yo, FSG is a tool. You use the tool how you see fit, right? They're here. They're like, yo, Klopp, what do you want? He said, yo, the midfielder I want already went to a club. After saying he's already good on the midfield. So if you're already good on midfield, why are you telling us that the midfielder you want went to another club? Hendo picks up a knock. Now you're scrambling for midfielders. There wasn't really anyone available. Paqueta already left. Basuma already left. Chouameni said he didn't want to come to Liverpool for whatever reason we're not going to get into. Bellingham wasn't available. All the guys he come to the club. Well, I mean, I'm not going to speculate. I can't speak for these players, bro, but there's only one team heritage-wise that I'll say trumps Liverpool in world football, and it's Real Madrid. I mean, their Champions League are very telling.
You think it might have something to do with the fact we couldn't financially compete as well? I think heritage played a part.
Financially compete as far as wages is concerned. Now,
why did we get Bellingham?
I don't know if we're in for Bellingham. The club never said we're in for Bellingham. The manager never said we're in for Bellingham. Tabloid said we were in for Bellingham. Tabloid said we're in for Bellingham. So you can't ask me what some clickbait said and I go off that because the club was never really interested in the guy.
The club was in for Bellingham. I think it's very fair to say based on the source.
I think it's fair to speculate, but I don't think it's fair to say we were because there was no hard interest.
You can say we was. I think based on chances, you can absolutely say we was. But let's say we disagree there. Why couldn't we get you Bellingham in the end? It's because we all.
I don't know who runs the finances, so I can't say it's FSG because I'm pretty sure we have a CFO. No, but we have a CFO. James, there's a guy for that. There's a guy. People act like it's just FSG and club.
Yeah, FSG sitting there breaking down the finances.
So who's responsible for the salary gap? Because I hear we were like top 5 most expensive salaries in the Prem. So how are we top 5?
That's not the case.
Well, I'm just saying we were at that point, right? So how are we top 5, but we can't offer competitive wage packages? Is it because we're not bumping up the right players? Genie going because he was still on 70 and he wanted a certain amount and they couldn't give him that. That was atrocious. I can't say FSG said that because if FSG appoint these people to run the club and these people aren't running the club right, I don't want FSG getting blamed for these guys. We need to get these guys out. You see what I'm trying to say?
No. If I employ a cleaner for my restaurant and my cleaner does not clean up everything properly, yes, it is the cleaner's fault, but who does the blame directly go to?
But James, I don't know if you've run any business, but we do know people are pretty good at covering their mess in business. So yeah, like even in my business right now, I got that's messing off all the time. The owners don't want to fire him. I want to fire him, but guess what? I'm not in a position to fire him. I don't know what he's doing to these guys. I don't know if he's on all fours blowing somebody. This guy is beyond fired, and he's still not fired. So
FSG absolutely have the power to bring in and let go of people when they please, and whoever they control with their finances. And if they don't want to include more of those finances, yes, we might have had a high wage bill, but rightly so because we won the Champions League, and post Champions League we spent, I think it was 70 million plus on Tsimikas, Jota and Thiago. A year later, we won the league and we went and bought Harvey Elliott, Sepp van der Berg and Adrian. That was our window. And then ever since, there's been a few good windows in terms of spending 100 million plus. I know Nunes was 65 million up front. There was add-ons with that. So there was 65 million plus the add-ons. Who else did we sign last year?
Diaz came in before Nunes. So it was Diaz, January, Nunes.
He came in January.
And then Gakpo.
So yeah, Nunes, Gakpo. Yeah, Gakpo. Was there anybody else?
And then in this window, there's Szoboszlai, McAllister.
So I wanted to go window by window. So let's say Nunes and Gakpo last season, and then let's go to this season, Szoboszlai and McAllister. Now, we've also let go of 50 million of assets this summer, correct?
I wouldn't say 50 million. The contract ended. So
we have got 50 million of assets freed. Fabinho was 40 million, Henderson was 12. So now.
Oh, yeah. I forgot even them two leavers. I still haven't even registered.
That's why I mentioned the wage budget thing as well, by the way. That's why I mentioned the wage budget.
So do you think the wage is freed up now to where we can probably offer the next guy coming in a competitive wage? Could you see okay, we have to trim it down to become competitive? Because I would like Trent to be on a more competitive wage as well.
Yes, no, listen, I agree. I think we need to free up the wage bill, no doubt, and you certainly don't want that wage bill going high enough. Now, my question to you, Ziberi, is are FSG doing the most they possibly can? It is speculation, but I speculate that they don't do the most that they possibly can. Because when I see Nottingham Forest get promoted, why can they now spend excessive funds? Because they've got that TV revenue, that Premier League TV revenue to be more precise. We get that every season, plus the European revenue. Where's that money going? And then when you consider the players that we sell, where's that money going? Because I know the money we're spending on the stadium is a loan right now. So then when you include the money that Minamino made and Salah made, you know, all the great reasons that you listed off FSG. Okay, it's great they're bringing in these superstars. Wow, so profitable for the football club. Now, where's that money gone? Because again,
so
we are still getting...
Well, they came in around, what, 2010?
One sec, Ziberi. We're getting outspent by teams like Aston Villa, and there is 17 teams who have brought in more players than what we have this summer. And it's not a disingenuous point. Yes, it can be taken out of context in certain sentences, but the overall factor is that while we've had such an elite manager like Jurgen Klopp, 3 seasons, 90-point plus, which even Sir Alex couldn't even do stuff like that, and he got 5 transfer record-breaking signings. Klopp did this with scraps. He's a top man. I'm not saying he's better than Sir Alex, by the way. I'm just saying he's a top-class manager, and I think we've underachieved with him. And I think FSG were bums before Klopp came in. I think they will remain to be bums when Klopp leaves, and I think the case studies show that. I did have a point there that I kind of went off, Ziberi, but I'll let you.
I'll land that bum point. So, I mean, let's not pretend like we didn't know FSG never understood the footballing business. They're rookie owners in the footballing business. I don't know how long they're trying to be in it. I don't know what their exit strategy is.
Yes.
I don't know what their exit strategy is. Usually have a business plan and an exit strategy. I don't know if that was to sell the club at around 5 billion or whatever they were marketing it for. But
stop staying in here.
The little one having a go. Ziberi, do you need to take that, or are you all right to stay?
No. So basically, I had some food for them, and they just came and roughed me up like, yo, you need to bring the food in. She's like 4, roughing me up over.
Can I ask, is that your daughter?
Yeah, man. Spreading the seeds all over the place.
Your daughter's FSG out, that's for sure.
Nah, man, don't be saying that stuff, man. Taboo. But the point I was making with the bum thing, bro. These are new owners in football, and to be new owners in football, right? To be new owners in football and won pretty much all the top trophies, barring the Europa League, with your third manager, I would say luck, and I would say Klopp. For new football owners to achieve that, there's not really a lot of football owners that doesn't have the cash to splash, like your City and your Newcastle, to be able to pull that off. So would they remain bums? No, I think they'll be up there, because a lot of clubs are even looking to the way they run their footballing business. And let's be honest, I'm not saying they're pioneering this footballing world as far as turning up profit.
Well, that's where we can agree. They do a lot of things.
Yeah. So the point I'm trying to say is I can't be FSG out, because these are the first owners, I think, to come in football the way they came in and be this successful. You see what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
A lot of clubs sniff around it. To look at the money spent, I think Everton usually outspend us for most of FSG tenure while FSG was there, and you see where Everton are. So I don't really want to put the correlation to spending and success the way like Chelsea does. Because Chelsea, they'll splash
target more than those teams. So when we do spend, we hit the target more than those teams, don't we?
Yeah, but I wouldn't call FSG bum. I still think what they're doing is bigger than even Man United.
Yeah. No, do you want me to tell you the reason why I called them a bum? We won. I think it was just the League Cup when FSG pre-Klopp, and then I am predicting we aren't going to win anything after Klopp, because that means
it's looking shaky. Yeah.
I think Klopp even slightly might have overachieved, not because it's him, but because it was an era where we got rid of Coutinho for 140 million, and then Van Dijk, Fabinho, Alisson. Every signing was right. It's very rare for that to happen. And since Edwards, it's been a little bit questionable. Pre-Edwards, it was super questionable. So the point that I'm leading to, Ziberi, is that I don't think we're as accurately posed when it comes to making these decisions as people suggest. And then because of that problem, because we can talk about Klopp as well, by the way, Ziberi. I think it's ludicrous that people will put Klopp into blame before they do FSG. I think that's wild to me. But
Listen,
geez, man, life. Look at my guy, you know, coming on camera. Jeez, he's prepared.
Yeah,
now,
nah, listen, man, listen, Hamez. Listen, man, I had to jump on camera for this point. Listen.
Nah, go ahead then. Go ahead. Now, I want to hear your points.
FSG, right? With the right people in, you're talking about man like Edwards, right? Whoever else was helping Edwards broker these deals. With the right personnel in, we can be successful. Klopp, the right manager. Would you agree?
With the right person in.
With the right personnel in, we can do things. With the right players in, we got Allison in, the right goalkeeper, VVD, the right defender, Navigator, the wrong midfielder. But the point is, if we get it right, we'll be all right. I don't want us to just in the mechanic industry. There's some people they call part changers. They haven't diagnosed the problem, so they just throw parts at it, hoping to fix it. Yeah. By the time they throw thousands and millions of dollars into the thing, they realize, oh, I could have just rewired it and it would have worked fine. I don't want Liverpool to be that club. So when people are talking about the Saudi, that's where I see the club going. You see what I'm trying to say? I see the club going in a direction where people are like, just get a new player. Chelsea, they've got Lukaku.
I agree, they're unrealistic fans.
That's what I don't want. So FSG, I think, is the best manager. The best owner. They just need the right people in the right areas. So whoever got McAllister for 35 million, I don't know who that is. They need a round of applause and a plaque because you don't get World Cup winner for that money. So if we can get the right...
You know why I don't think they deserve as much of a round of applause as you suggest? It's only because it was a release clause. I don't think it was that impressive. I think McAllister was more intrigued by the project more than anything. Just to add on, I don't think it was a case of us bringing down the deal.
All right, so let's go on to the project now. The project of Liverpool right now. How many top players you see signing up for the project at this stage? Thiago signed up in a good moment. And I think Thiago's a very elite player. I've rated him. I still don't believe he's at Liverpool. That's how much I rated the guy. I met him once at a hotel when I was doing some TV shows. The point I'm trying to say, where the project has gotten to now, people are like, it's FSG fault it got to this point. But where's the responsibility for the manager? He's managing this project. He's selling this project. He should be the one on the phone telling these players like, yo, this is where the project going. This is where you play a part in. FSG doesn't tell that to the players. Klopp does. So for the project to get to this point, it's 100% on the manager. If he needed the project to go any other way, that's when he has to tell the owners like, yo, the project is straying from challenging to top 4. I need it to still be challenging. You see what I'm trying to say? So I don't think that's an FSG phone call to Klopp. Oh, hell yeah, man. He always said he doesn't like to dominate. He wants to challenge. So if you want to challenge, you have to get on the phone with your boss and let your boss know what you need to challenge, not what you need to meet the quota of top 4. You see what I'm trying to say? So now the project doesn't look as juicy. The project don't look juicy, man. We're not even in Champions League.
But that's a subjective view as well, because how don't you know that Jurgen Klopp isn't on the phone to them asking for players? And how don't you know the context of those conversations? Is FSG responding? Do you know, like, if an employee of yours came and said, listen, I want to make more money, you need to pay me more money. And say if you didn't want to pay them more money, but you knew they were important to the business. So what are you going to do? Okay, I don't want to pay you more money. Okay, we'll take it into consideration. The exact same way that you can take into consideration, like, listen, Klopp, we are trying to get these players. You just need to bear with us type thing. How don't we know if we're going to be not subjective, because I know you've got a problem with it. If we don't want to be subjective, why are we assuming Klopp isn't on the phone to them? Because he very well could be.
I think most of the fan base knew the midfield was done because we never actually had a midfield. So that's my first problem with Klopp. We've never really had a midfield. They call it the Brexit. Imagine you got midfield being called the Brexit midfield and you won the Champions League and the Prem with it. Yeah. What are you going to say? Are you going to go be like, okay, I need to find better players than the players that won the Champions League and the Prem?
Do you know what the issue is, a bit tough. Ziberi, we need to agree that Jurgen Klopp doesn't have 100%, because I don't agree with the fact he's got control over the ins and outs. So when I see
but I think he has the respect of an input to be like,
okay, then. Okay, so we are. So
you see what I'm trying to say?
So we are.
I think he just has that respect, because there's another thing. Like, I hear some people saying the defensive thing. Yeah, if he looks at Joey and he looks at Matip, he's gonna ask himself a real question. He's the one seeing him in training. He's gonna look at him and go, who's out there that can give me more than these guys? I've been with these guys. I've been in the trenches with them.
Yeah.
I can't blame Jurgen Klopp to look at Ox and say, bro, you've never really kicked on, but I believe you can kick on for one more season. I don't blame Klopp for thinking that. You can't. The man is a human being. You want him to have faith in his players. You want him to, you see what I'm trying to say? You want him to back his players. If he doesn't back these players and the fans, we're already dragging some of these players. Man was calling Hendo, Hooferson, and all like that good stuff. It's the manager. That's like the gaffer believe in me. I'm going to go out there and show him, return the good faith. Look at Bobby. Look at Hendo. Hendo was on the fringes of going out. Clap back to him like, nah, man, you're the captain. I'll leave you as the captain. I'm not going to come in here and stir up the pot in the leadership. You're the captain. I'll keep you.
Yeah,
you know what I'm trying to say?
His favorites for sure. No,
you see, it's not even about favorites, though, Hamez. It's about the respect.
This is where we need to. Yeah. No, I hear what you're saying, but Ziberi, this is where we need to agree or disagree. Does Klopp have 100% control? We both agreed he has an input, but Virgil van Dijk can have an input on a transfer. If he calls Gakpo and says, come to Liverpool, if he calls Gakpo and says, come to Liverpool over Manchester United, Gakpo's now thinking, well, my captain of my national team just told me that I should go to Liverpool. That's a good enough input for me to want to go. So Van Dijk can have an input the same way Klopp can have an input. The real question we need to ask is who has the majority say, who has the majority input. And if that's not Jurgen Klopp, we instantly have to remove the ins and outs as Jurgen Klopp's blame. Not all of it, because he has an influence. But if he isn't the majority say, we have to blame who has that influence. And I have the answer on who that is. It's Shkamatke.
Who's that?
Shkamatke. There's a reason.
Oh, the new guy that came in.
Board of director. Sorry, say that again.
So when Edwards was there, I didn't feel like Edwards had 100% control because there was players he wanted that.
He was on the front line getting deals done. He was on the front line. He was on the phone calls. He was the one negotiating the deals. He definitely had the say, and he also had the links with the scouting team to whether or not they wanted the players. There's a team of them, but Edwards.
I think the transfer responsibility, whether it's ever been 100% or just majority or who has the most say. I think it shifted hands. I think it shifted hands over the course from Edwards. I'm not going to say to Klopp, but I think it shifted hands and it was all over the place, I would say. Yes. Now I feel like it's in one man's hand, and that's how I want to trust it, and that's how I want to keep it. But the only thing I'll ask from you, man, give FSG one more season. One more season. The same way I'm willing to give Klopp a season, can you give him a season?
Did you know that FSG can turn me around? Did you know that? And did you know that it's actually not just through winning trophies? Do you want me to give you the solution?
Give me the solution. I'll send an email.
Yes, so there's two things, and there's one thing that they've already started with, growing the economy around the football club, the local businesses around the team, which they're doing because they're now implementing more seats in the stadium, which is going to bring more fans, which is going to create more revenue for the businesses. This is a nice start. Secondly, we need trust to be built from the bridges that they've burnt. Would we agree on that, Ziberi?
Yeah, I heard about some of these bad taste, if you would. I'm going to be very honest with you. I probably would have made the same mistake because here's the thing. You're local, FSG and myself are not, right? So we don't know how the locals take to certain things. We don't know how they feel about 1982. All we care about is 2023. You see what I'm trying to say? So it's 2023. Yeah. I'm in America. I'm coming over there. When I go over there, I don't know what you guys hold near and dear. So I might step on a few toes. I might. So you want them to repair that damage that was done.
Yeah, Ziberi, look at our outlook the same way you would want your local community to thrive. You don't want bad things happening in your community. You want less crime in your community. You want more economy, more money in your community. You want businesses to thrive more because that's good for everybody. Would we both agree?
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%.
That's what we want from FSG.
So those two things get sorted. Your FSG in.
No. If they continue to go on that rise, now it's going to take a bit longer than a season for me, Ziberi. Now, here's the reason why. Because they were willing to complete. Do you know this economy? More seats in the stadium, business growing. They completely shut that down when they agreed to Super League. Do you know all the committees around the football club, which was a big reason why FSG got instated in the first place? They fucked them in the ass and just said, right, pause. But they just simply turned around on them and said, listen, I'm not even listening to this nonsense. I'm not listening to it. And they just went right ahead with the Super League with no consultation whatsoever. That's dangerous when you've got owners who aren't willing to say no to a dumb prospect like the European Super League.
Yeah, they were going through some things. It's not an excuse, by the way, because that's on the after. But they were getting some squeeze from hair because, you know, our politics shift every 4 years. So every 4 years, big guys like FSG either get shot at or work with. And within that time, they were getting shot at, basically. So they were trying to, you see what I'm trying to say? So they're dodging bullets here, stepping on toes over there, which, like I said, it doesn't justify it. But the FSG thing, it's not like, oh, they're the owners of a UK team or Premier League team. They should act accordingly. Remember, they're based in another country. So what's happening in this country do affect them and their business. You see what I'm trying to say? It's not an excuse for how many toes they step on. And that's why I say I can't really be FSG out, because I know what's happening here and why they're moving the way they're moving. You don't know what's happening here. So you're just seeing how they're moving. You're like, yo, bro, that's funny, man. Why you moving like that? Why you doing that? But I know why they're doing all of those things. You see what I'm trying to say? So
no, I hear what you're saying, lad. I hear what you're saying.
So you're seeing the effect. I'm seeing the cause. You see what I'm trying to say? So
Ziberi, we need to get you back on to understand the cause a bit more, because I'd actually like to know more about that. I think
and that's what I'm saying. It's hard for me because I'm actually in line with them and they're like some of their like political views and the bills that they try to go for. Because I'm not saying I'm in the same league as them with their millions and billions, but as a businessman, we do face the same bullets. So the same way,
this is what I need to understand more of. So listen, Ziberi, if I can get you back on the channel for another discussion.
Anytime, man, anytime. Like I said, it's not even like defending them with the Liverpool stuff. It's just who they are. It's not necessarily bad. But when they step in on toes,
understand who they are, because that can change my mind. That's what we were trying to delve into. So listen, Ziberi, this was a productive discussion, very productive. We got far, and it's made people think. You've been thought provoking, and I think this needs a part 2. So if you agree to it, we can do a part 2 at some point, and we can learn more about that.
And before I jump out, people, I'm not asking you. I don't know where in the world the chat is from. Everyone is from. But bro, if you're into American politics, you do know there's about 3 class of people, and FSG's in the upper class. I'm in the middle class, and we all get squeezed every 4 years. Is either the president comes in and look after the lower class, or the president comes in and look after the upper class. If you're in the upper class, look at Elon Musk. The way these guys dodge and move around is strictly off of our politics. So if you go back to all of them cases you have against FSG and see what was going on in America, you'll be like, oh, that's why they did that. Yes. You're not going to like it because of the effect, the knock-on effect, but at least you can see why they decided that, why they think that was the best move. It's not the best move for the club in that country. So maybe if you're saying, yo, get them out because we want a guy that's in the UK. Okay, I'll get on board with that. But if you want another foreigner, whatever, look at Chelsea. Chelsea had nothing to do with Russia. It's just because the guy was from Russia. If something like that should happen in America, it'll be the same thing up. So, nah, man, big up every time, bro. Like I said, it's not one of those things you can just like, oh, yeah, we'll chop up some few points, because it's bigger than just Liverpool in Liverpool. Because these guys are in Boston. You see what I'm trying to say? So, hey, Redmond, big up every time, bro.
Big up to you, sir. Big up to you. And Ziberi, have I got you on any? And have I got you on instead? Have I got you on like anything?
No. So here's the thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not on socials for some reasons. I can tell. Yeah. I don't do the whole socials thing. Type of life.
Anyway, I can get in contact with you.
Yeah. Grizz, Cal. I don't think they'll hesitate to give you personally my phone number, because I've been trying to get in contact with you ever since you left me up and dry, man.
So did you say Grizz has got your number?
Yeah. No, I talk to Grizz all the time. Cal, matter of fact, when I jump off, I'll message them, tell them to look out for your message, and it shouldn't be an issue.
Tell them, because I might forget me, but I actually want to get you back on the job. Tell them to send me a message with your number, please, and I'll message you directly. Okay, I'll let you know that.
All right, sounds good, man.
God bless yourself, Ziberi. All right, I'll speak to you soon, sir. What a legend, Ziberi is, chat. Listen, and I know that you might disagree with Ziberi. You've got to understand that was very, very productive. There was a reason why I let him stay in the stream. I think we got through a lot of things. I was very intrigued on that little cliffhanger, purely on the purpose of more people waiting in here to come onto the stream. That was why I had to cut that one. But and by the way, he's right to even bring up politics, because it's more context, and more context is never bad for understanding. Has he changed my mind? No, but has he made me think? 100%. And maybe if we find one massive point in this next stage that he wants to explain, I think it's good. So chat, don't just think that Ziberi was waffling there. All right, you can tell he's onto some of it, to some of his shit, and he's looking at it from a different point of view. You know, we're from completely different cultures, and he seems to be a proper businessman. I'm just a YouTuber, so he might be able to tell me things that makes me understand more. That's important. Now, before I do get the next guest into the stream, I want to give absolutely everyone a shout out who's been super chatting, who's been supporting. And I'm sorry if you thought I weren't going to read these out. I apologize, but here we go. This fella is totally... Here's me. Be nice to Ziberi. This fella's totally deluded. FSG cannot compete. You might perceive him to have a deluded point, which is fair, Matty. But I think he's actually very intelligent myself. I thought Ziberi... I didn't think I was going to speak to anyone smart defending FSG. I now question whether I will get someone smarter speaking about FSG, but listen, I'm always up for the challenge. Where's the money going? Straight to FSG's pocket, Matty again mentioning. I still wish I got a bit more clarity on where that money goes, the Premier League TV revenue, the European money, the Minamino and Salah shirt sales, where's that money going? Because we generate more than 100 million and we never spend more than 100 million in a single window, like the way Arsenal do and whatnot. But of course, you don't want to get the club into debt. And FSG have also admitted they want to use the club's money. But then there's also context right now where they're investing 1.5 billion into properties and all these things, which, again, there could be a method to the madness. There could be a long-term thing there. They might be looking for investors. But still, I don't have to like what they have done. And I still haven't changed my mind. But I'm happy to go into a discussion further with Ziberi. Shout out to Matty again with his third super chat over here. What a legend. He says, these frauds have been gaslighting us for the last 4 to 5 years. We should never be in a position where we have to buy 5 to 6 players in one go. FSG out. It's poor management. The one thing that I disagreed on with Ziberi there is that he's blaming the people that FSG have employed in certain positions. At least that's what I got. I don't want to misquote him. So it's like if the people in the finances aren't doing things right, it's the financial people's job and not FSG's problem, even though they employed the financial people. So that was the one point that I disagreed with on, but there was a lot of thought-provoking stuff there. Shout out to Michael Ramsey. He says, I'm Jamaican and I don't rate rubbish Gerrard. What? What? I love Kofi Kingston. He's the Jamaican sensation. You're telling me you hate Steven Gerrard? I thought we were going to have a like for like. Jamaican support Liverpool because John nah, that's a shield. That's a shield. I like the John Barnes show, but don't crap on my Stevie, lad. Nah, but big up to Michael Lowe. That's a funny comment. Just out of nowhere, shots, lads. Shots right at our best ever player, at least in recent time. Premier. Nilopal. Let me know if I've said that right, sir. Thank you so much for becoming a member. What an absolute hero. Chomboy says he has no ambition whatsoever. I believe I might have read that one out. But anyway, I've caught up on the super chats there. And thank you to everybody who does financially support the stream. Just had a hair in my mouth. That was gross. But yeah, man. Smash a like. Subscribe to the channel. I think that was good so far. We are going to get somebody else in now. I'm going to go and get Will in because he's a guy with a camera on. He's been chilling for time. How are you, sir? You're all good?
You're right.
Yeah, I'm sick, bro. I'm sick. How are you, Will?
I'm good. I saw
your comments on the videos and stuff like that before. I've noticed your name.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I've had you on the stream before, though, have I?
Nah, I've been tuning in for like the past month.
Legends. Yeah. Good to have you at the channel, and I hope you're enjoying the content to a degree.
What's your name? I just wanted to say from last guy, I'm FSG out personally.
Fair.
I'm FSG out. I don't, there's some stuff that you can look at FSG and go, yeah, they've done that well. I mean, the fact that they've renewed the stadiums, the stadium and the training grounds and all that, that's all sound.
Yes.
It's like I say, it's the transfers and all that, isn't it? Like, I mean, where's all the money that's generated every season? Where's that all going to? Because it's not going to transfers. Like, right. United are spending 200 mil every season, and Glazers aren't spending it. So, how are they getting that money from generating shirt sales and stuff? So, what about us? Do you know what I mean? Like you said before, like Salah shirt sales. Where's all that money going to? Like if we can't put, if we can't put 5 more mil into getting Lavia when he's clearly a good player, if we're willing to spend 45, why can't we just spend 50? Do you know what I mean?
It's right, because we were linked with a third midfielder before we even let Henderson and Fabinho go. Now that they're gone, where's the money available for that? Especially if you agree with the notion that we're sell to buy, well, now we should go and buy a player. If you agree with the sell to notion that we have got a lot of money stored away and there's a war chest waiting, well, then why isn't that happening? unless there's something that has happened, and this is why I wanted to get into it with Ziberi, where it's massively impacted FSG's finances overall. I'm happy to hear that context. That's important context, especially if it's something out of their control, like the way politics is out of our control a lot of the time. And, you know, when everything was shut down, local businesses were put out of business. No, not through any fault of their own. So first of all, there's two things I need to identify. I need to identify, okay, then what's got them into the position where they can't, invest heavily on a transfer front? What's got them into that position? And if they got into that position through no fault of their own, then that's when I'll sit there and maybe give them a little bit of leeway. But that's why context matters, you know what I mean? And I can't even debate with you, Will, lad. I've got to agree with everything you're saying. I agree. Where has the money gone for the shirt sales? Where has the money for the revenue generated? And Nottingham Forest can get promoted, have 125 million or spend north of 100 million. And that's because they're off the Premier League rights or TV revenue alone. Just alone off that, not to mention the money that their owners have and all this stuff. So that's why it's all relative. It's all important. So yeah, I agree with you, Will. Is there any other points that you'd like to make?
I just saw a thing coming out like a month ago, and it's like FSG are looking to buy a basketball team.
Yes, it's like, they're making more investments.
How are you buying a basketball team? You got them Red Sox as well back in America. Fair enough, you can have other assets, but you've got to also think about, you've got the biggest or maybe second biggest club in England right here, and you're not investing enough in it. So, why aren't you doing so? You got to give us some insight to the fans, really.
No, I agree with you, Will, lad. Listen, I wish I could go back and forth with you a little bit more, but I just agree with everything that you're saying, you know what I mean? And I think you're just speaking like the way I do, to be fair, so people are probably sick of two of us. They're probably thinking, like, wait there, what the... But, Will, I'd love to get you back on at some point. I do these quite often. Nice so if you ever want to jump in, shoot right in, lads, and I'll notice your name straight away, so I wouldn't be reluctant to getting you on.
Yeah, sound.
Lad, you're a legend. By the way, someone mentioned it, but I like your setup. It's cool, man.
Oh, nice one, yeah.
Nah, of course, lad. Do you do YouTube?
Nah, it's just to speak to my mates,
Nah, fair dues.
I got a shit mic, like, what's his name?
I was going to say,
the thing.
It's a sick little mic.
Nah, this is just like tape, because it just fell off.
I was going to say, you've got something around it, but that makes it look cooler, bro. So defo stick with it. We'll get you back on soon, all right, lads?
Nice one. In a bit.
Top man. See you in a bit, bro. Jeez, man like Will. What a legend, by the way, guys. Isn't he a proper sound guy? Guys, you won't believe who's here. Begins with Uncle. But we'll wait. We will wait. I'm so happy this gentleman's here. Let me just read the super chats first, because there was a couple that came in, and I appreciate everyone who did send in a super chat as well. Shout out to Nitlapal. So if Klopp offered Jude, he will say no. If Klopp is offered Caicedo, Klopp will say no. Give me a break. I think that's in relation to a point that Ziberi was making before as well, which... Listen, I think you've got to find a very unique balance on blaming Klopp and blaming the board. I don't think Klopp is free of blame. I try and emphasise this, but I wouldn't be putting my stocks into the Jurgen Klopp basket when it comes to blame. But a lot of people tend to differ nowadays. There's a lot more people becoming sort of on the page. Like, I think Klopp's the problem here, and it's not FSG, or maybe they think Klopp is the majority problem. FSG out from a Scouser, says Frantic Fingers. It's funny as well, there seems to be this agenda that Scousers don't want FSG out, and I massively disagree with that sentiment. Frantic Fingers again, love the content, James. The content loves you, sir. And also thank you for the support on that standpoint. What a legend. And then lastly from Matty with another banger. He says Klopp needs to go to get these leeches out. Oh, wait there. Klopp needs to go to get these leeches out. Are you saying the only way FSG go is if Klopp goes? Is that what I'm reading there? I don't want to misunderstand what you're reading. But anyway, chat, without further ado, you've been waiting for this appearance for quite a while. I'm not even going to lie to you, chat. You've been waiting for this for time, because this is the guy. It's the Sir to the Albert. How are you, sir?
How are you, Jamie? What's up, bro?
I'm amazing. Do you know what, Albert? If there's anyone in this world who can call me Jamie, it's you.
Oh, well. All right. Good. Thanks. It's an honor then. How are you doing, my brother?
It's an honor to have you, Albert. To be honest, Albert, it's one of those, when you enter the stream, I ask how you are. Once I've established that you're feeling well and that you're all good,
I'm doing good. I'm just a little unhappy,
Oh,
Just
what's made you
unhappy.
sad?
Well, why are we still 9 days from our first match against Chelsea and we're still faffing over whether to get a defensive midfielder? Why?
Preach it, uncle. Listen,
what's
you go for it, I'll be.
what's the problem? You know, I've told you my feelings about our manager, but this is the one time where I'm going to say he's virtually outlined, and for those who listen to him, he's outlined a lot of what he wants already. That's not happening. So how's that his fault? He's not the one writing the checks, right?
Yes.
How's that his fault? I mean, I think there's something seriously wrong going on within the structure of our team. And I can't seem to place my finger on it, because let me give you a few instances. The manager has admitted that he got it all wrong last year. He's admitted it. I've heard it not less than 3 or 4 interviews. So let's just say he's been insincere and he's doing it for the cameras. Okay, let's just say that. Yeah. He said he wanted his program, he wanted his players in before the preseason. We all heard that. Yeah, he said he wanted them in before the preseason. He said that. Then he gave another interview where he said, well, if there are any exceptions that may come in a few weeks later, he's okay with that. But generally, he wants everybody in.
Yes.
So here comes the Saudis, right? They come and buy the 2 people who could decently play a DM position if they are fit against Chelsea. They're gone. Within that time, we've identified somebody who can play. And we're quibbling over 1 million, 2.5 million, 3 million here and there, because I've done the calculation, okay? And I'm an engineer, I'm pretty good at mathematics. If we give those guys 45 million, they are able to pay, because what they are looking for is a differential between what they paid and what we pay, and Man City get 20% of that. So it amounts to about 6.2 million if we give them 45 million. So basically, they walk away with about 39 million, 38.8 to 39 million.
Yes.
I think they do a deal for that. We are sitting at, we'll give you amounting to 40 million. Then the next thing, we increased it by 500,000. And I mean, what the fuck is that? And who the fuck is doing that? Right? When during our preseason, we are fucking leaking goals like a sponge.
That's right.
And it should be self-evident to whoever is penny pinching that we don't have a screen in front of our defense. So you are exposing the defense because we play a high line. We are trying this inverted thing, and it is the spaces that are left when Trent vacates his position. That's what is being exploited. So you need a defensive midfielder who slots into that position when Trent goes forward. What is it they don't understand? And so if we go to Chelsea and we are taken to the sword by Mudryk, who caused it? Or Nkunku? I hear he's injured again, and I don't want to say I'm happy about that, but I'm relieved, because I don't want him fucking running riot all over the pitch. Right? But absent him, there's Mudryk. What is it that they're not seeing, bro? You know, and every time, you know, and notice the narrative. Every time around this time, when fans get antsy about whether they are bringing in new players or not, then the investment story comes in, right? You notice the investment story came in. We're getting new investment. It's coming in. We're working on it. It's coming in. We've had this this investment story repeated by at least over the last 5 windows, right? Every time around this time, when supporters start wanting the investment in the squad improvement, the investment story comes in. Oh, by next window, investment story. What the fuck is that?
It's the dangle of a carrot, isn't it, Albert? That's the way I perceive it. I
Yeah,
perceive it as okay.
yeah,
Then we
yeah.
got away with it again this year. Next year, don't worry. You're gonna get Jude Bellingham. You're gonna get Kylian Mbappe. You're gonna get these.
At this point, James, I just want a fucking DM. That's all I want.
Yeah.
All
Give
I
me
want for
something.
Christmas. You know that movie? All I want is a fucking DM.
That's it.
In
We're
front
getting
of
that
our
on
back
Lavia
four. So
right
whether
now.
it's Lavia, whether it's James Redmond, whether it's Uncle Albert, whoever the fuck it is, whether it's the tea lady who is a specialized DM, put it fucking there.
That's
Look,
damn right.
we have lost. Let's just assume that the players who left the team, they didn't kick a ball, they didn't play any part. Okay,
That's right.
if they are fit, they are in the team, so they can be called on. Okay, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Keita, James Milner, and the list goes on and on and on. If they are fit and they are in the lineup alone, you can be called into the team. And these are all midfielders. And I dare say Naby Keita can play a 6. James Milner can play a 6. And then those who left, Hendo can play a 6. Fabinho is our 6. Okay? So it stands to reason that you go and replace them. Chelsea had Fofana break his leg, had an ACL. Within a few days, they've replaced him with Disasi. And they paid £38 million for Disasi. So it's not as if the people are not out there. I can name a string of defensive midfielders who are out there that you can get if you really want to get one. Yeah. Why are we today? The latest story that I read, and if you're somebody who has PTSD when it comes to these people, did you read the story in This Is Anfield that Bacetic and Thiago have started training? You know what that means, right?
Like 2 new signings type idea.
Yeah, you know what I mean. You know what I mean, bro. It means they're probably not gonna get nobody. This and we're gonna what's his name? Curtis Jones can play a 6. Curtis Jones can play a fucking 6.
Oh,
we saw
no,
it.
Albert. That was where I was thinking about retiring.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
we
That was
saw
when
it
I took a
against
few
Bayern
days off.
He can play for, and they said, he played it at the Euros. Hey, an overage player playing an underage tournament, right? And he wasn't even playing 6. It was Andres Gomez who was playing 6. He was part of a double pivot, but he was ahead of the defensive midfielder. For those who watched it, and I watched that tournament from cover to cover, why do we keep doing this shit? So if we go to Chelsea and we lose because somebody wasn't screening the back four, then we develop new villains, right? We'll find a villain on the pitch. If it's not Curtis Jones, it will be Andy Robertson. If it's not Andy Robertson, we'll start finding a way to sell Mo Salah because he didn't score. I mean, but the point that we need to address is not being addressed. How long does it take us to get in there? And you see, as a team, you are not always going to be able to pull people's pants down. Oh, we got Alexis for £35 million. So basically, we benchmarked every player. Well, we went and tapped the guy the fuck up and told him not to renew his contract. His dad is his agent. If you know that story, you know that story. But you can't do that to everybody. Okay? So we are in need. We didn't know these guys were going. Thankfully, they are like the grandfather that died and left us a nest egg. They came in, Fabinho came in for 40 million, he left for 40 million. No harm, no foul. Henderson came in for 16 million, he left for 12 million. That's good, considering that he came in 12 years ago, whenever he came in. So actually, in terms of real monetary terms, maybe he actually did leave us with a net profit. Use that fucking money and go and buy somebody, for fuck's sake. What is wrong with these people, man? What is wrong with them? They're not interested in our team, bro. They treat our team as a real estate project. So for them, building value in the bricks and mortar in the team is more important than the squad improvement. For those of us, the average and ordinary Joes who sit out and pay the subscriptions to watch the matches, buy the commercial merchandise, like you can see, I'm wearing the latest one already. We just want our team to do well. What's so difficult about that? Why can't they do that? Why can't they just do that for us? Why?
So, Albert, do you think so if you had the opportunity, are you an ownership out? Are you FSG out right now?
At this point, I am taking a panga and go chasing them the fuck out. Because they're not serious, bro. Right? At this point, they're not serious. Man, they're not serious. You see, James, I can't help to say this, right? If you're going into spaces, I know some of you do spaces, if you're going into spaces with Arsenal fans and Manchester United fans and Chelsea fans, you're shy, right? You're shy. You're like the kid down the road that goes to play with his friends and you ain't got no toys, right? And you have to go and share their toys.
That's right.
Because your parents won't buy you some fucking toys, right? That's how I feel. Arsenal have a similar profile of leadership, of ownership like we do. The Cronkies own baseball, they own football, they own basketball, and then they own something at Arsenal. Same with FSG. They own baseball, they own ice hockey, and the list goes on. Right? The Cronkies have just spent 215 million and they are still spending. They've bought a premium goalkeeper to back up the premium goalkeeper that they have. Right? We are looking to sell our goalkeeper, the second goalkeeper. Right? Isn't that what we're doing? And guess who becomes the backup goalkeeper? Adrian. Fucking Adrian. So if something happens, and you know Allison is operating with a broken finger. You know that, right? You know Allison is operating with a broken finger. So if anything happens to Adrian, to Allison, fucking Adrian becomes the backup goalkeeper. And you know what? Every match you watch, you have to have a fucking roll of toilet roll and your pressure pills by you. Right? Because Adrian is in the fucking post. Anytime he goes for a cross, you hold your hat. What the fuck is wrong with these people, man? What is wrong with them? They're not interested in the welfare of the team. You know, I dare say that the best thing that happened to us last season was coming fifth. Because if we had come fourth and we had qualified for Champions League, trust you me, we don't get a single penny to buy anybody. Right? Because they would have been in Contentville.
Yep.
They are happy. We are fourth. We are getting them their Champions League money. They are good to go. And anybody who thinks that the sell to buy thing is a myth, look at what they did over this Fabinho Henderson thing. They have sat and waited. And it was like they were actually waiting for a check to sign a check. Right? And then they get the check, and they are prevaricating and procrastinating over getting a defensive midfielder to put in place and let us go and beat Chelsea. Look, our first 4 matches: Chelsea, Bournemouth, Newcastle, Aston Villa. So you tell me that we should go and face Musa Diaby without a defensive midfielder? Tell us we should go and face Aaron Ramsey without a defensive midfielder? Tell us we should go and face Bruno Guimaraes, Tonali, a rejuvenated Joe Linton, Isaac and co. People, Almiron. Go and face them without a defensive midfield. What the fuck is wrong with us, man? I'm just fucking tired of these guys, man. I'm tired of them. You spend your whole life sitting on Twitter waiting to see a movement. Oh, you know, I actually spent the whole of this afternoon watching Southampton and Sheffield Wednesday, praying to God that they don't bring the kid on, because bring him on, one slight tackle, he gets an injury. Oops, we are in trouble. Go get the kid, sign him already, man. What is this? What is this? Sign him already. And how is anybody at this point? How is anybody blaming Klopp on that? When Klopp has said so many times, he said it so many times. I need midfielders. I need to be on my phone. He said it just yesterday, just before he left. Singapore, that we need to be signing some midfielders for sure. We know we have a problem. So. Who's the new person there who has taken the checkbook and locked it in his wife's cupboard? Who the hell is doing that? That's not cool, man. That's not cool. Liverpool has many supporters, right? The world over. The least they can do is to indulge us a little bit. It's getting alarming what is going on. And I hope that somebody changes his mind, and what needs to be done has to be done. Because you read other things, you read something, and they're like, we are looking at other options, because they don't think that Lavia's price is how much Liverpool afford him. Hello, it's not your player, for fuck's sake. Possession is 9/10 of the law. It's their fucking player. If they tell you it's 100 million and you need a player, you go pay the fucking money. Right? When the Saudis came and they wanted to lowball us on Hendo, what do we say to them? We're not giving you a captain for free. Right?
That's it. It's worth what you say it's worth. It's worth what they say it's worth. The beauty is in the eye of the beholder, in it.
So they told them, they told them, we are valuing him for 15 million. If you want it, come and pay. They said, can we give you 12? They said, okay, if you have 12, bring it, let's go. Right? That's what a negotiation is. A negotiation is not just unidirectional. It's like, we value him. Well, do you fucking hold his registration? What the fuck is wrong with these people, man? Go fucking sign the kid and let's go already, man. I need to fucking beat them fucking Blues, boy. I need to go to Stamford Bridge and come back with 3 points. Fucking cook them fucking Bournemouth motherfuckers, get another 3 points. Go to Newcastle, come back with 3. And fucking finish off Aston Villa. At the end of the first 4 matches, I need 12 fucking points, for fuck's sake. Come back with 3 points at the end of 4 matches. What a fucking uneven scale is that?
I fucking agree with everything. Albert, can I ask you something? If you've got full-time, should I say, availability, I'm looking for a lawyer. I get myself into a lot of shit on YouTube, I'll be honest. And I say like the same things as... I'm being serious, Albert. I say the same things you do. I just don't say it as well. That's my issue. So I need... I certainly need the articulation of yourself.
And let me give you a point of correction. Kofi Kingston is from Ghana, man.
Oh, is he? Yeah.
Yep.
Wait there. So, but he called himself the Jamaican sensation, no?
Yeah. Do you know the WWE is a marketing thing. They start all sorts of things. But he's from Ghana. Even the name Kofi means he was born on Friday. He comes from the Ashanti tribe. He's a Ghanaian.
Oh, no way. It's like shout out to Ghanaians because they're boss lads, you know what I mean? But I just thought he was Jamaican. Do you know where I got the term Jamaican sensation from?
Yeah, you're not wrong in thinking that, because that's how he came on the scene as. But
SOS and I see for daddy.
He's an Ashanti. Kofi Kingston is an Ashanti.
And I mean the Baye. Do you remember this tune, Albert? Do you remember that? WWE tune, he was sick, and now he's with the New Day, which is sick as well.
Eating fucking pancakes all over the place, yeah. Yeah, man, we're frustrated, man. I've been on Twitter the whole day. I'm expecting some movement. I want to see some movement. Liverpool, sign that kid. You've caused us too much heartache. Damn. we're playing on Thursdays. You know how painful that is? You know how much grief I get from Man U supporters, Arsenal supporters. We are playing on fucking Thursday. We don't play fucking Thursday, do we? We don't play in IFK fucking Norrköping, playing in Finland on a ginger mange on Thursday morning. We don't do that, do we?
That's right.
Sort
That
it
is
out,
right.
people. Sort it out.
Albert, this is your place of rant. This is your platform to rant, speak truth, however you want to articulate it. This is your place to always do it. And I just want you to know, like,
get it done already, man. It's not that hard. It's not
Albert,
that hard.
I think you should go outside Anfield with a megaphone, and I think you should let them know what you're about.
You
I'm
know,
not gonna lie,
you know, I go to Anfield quite a bit. You know, I go there quite a bit.
You're gonna be there next season as well, aren't you?
I'm going to be there. What do I do? I'm going to be there.
No, that's good. Only because I wanna meet you, Albert. That's the reason why I'm asking.
Next time I come in, I'll listen. Despite what anybody says, look, I've got all the training gear. See that? I have it. I got all the training gear, man.
Albert, you're the guy. You're more of a Liverpool fan than me.
I've got all the matches. Listen, I've even got the purple one. I know people don't have it. I even have the purple jersey. I even have the third one. Listen,
that's love right there.
Liverpool is like a shrine for me, you know. And I want us to do well. One of the best days of my life was the 7-0 drubbing we gave Manchester United. That will live with me forever and ever. Amen.
That's right.
Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Stop that. Come on, people. Stop being content in that little crowd that you live in your mind. Get it done already, bro.
Get it done.
Tell them, get it done.
Get it done. Albert, we need to get you, because you're the one who's going to gather the millions. I already know it, Albert. That's what we found right here. We found the GM who's going to gather the millions for sure. Albert, is there any final points that you would like to get across to the audience before we get someone else in?
James, you know something? We need to get this show on the road, bro. We need to get it on the road. People are spent, like I said, I feel like the kid that ain't got no toys, that has to play with the rich kids with all the fucking toys. Share them toys. I don't want to share no fucking body's toys, bro. Right? Manchester United, they need a goalkeeper. They go and buy, oh, Nana, they spend money. They need Højlund, spend 72 million on Højlund. Oh, they need fucking Mason Mount. They paid 55 million for that fucking punk. Right? And you guys say you're doing a rebuild, you actually do a tear down, and after tearing down, you leave the building at lintel level, and you don't do anything. No roofing, no nothing. Not even fucking tarpaulin over there to keep the rain off our heads. Fucking joke, fucking jokesters, pranksters. In fact, they are pranksters. They are not jokesters. They always dangle something in front of us, and just when you bite, then they pull. Just dangle it.
That's it. When you're ready to snap, that's when they go away.
What is that? Are we little kids? It's just rinse, repeat. Same story. Rinse, repeat.
It's the tactic, because they're happy with the financial revenue that they make from Europe, but that's the thing that they've got, you know what I mean? And like,
guess what? They are only buying because we didn't make Champions League. That burnt a 60 million euro hole in their pockets. And so their fucking polyester pockets have hole in them, and they need to fill it. So now, you need players. James, gathering from what has happened, we all know that they will never have added even a single player to the 2 midfielders they bought. For them, that was rebuild. And then getting rid of all the guys they got rid of has left them with 97. Like I said, I've done all the calculations. 97 million pounds worth of salary space on their books. They're good to go, right? They've gotten rid of all the high earners. They are good to go.
That's right. There's no excuses now, Albie. There's no excuses.
No. Get the players already. Get this.
And by the way, not that there ever was excuses as well. There was never excuses in the first place. Now it's just even more of a hole that they've put themselves into. You know what I mean? Albie, can I ask you something? Have you got a YouTube channel that the people can know about or not?
No. Listen, I'm retired. I just want to stay retired. I just want I come to anybody's channel, barge in, speak, invited anytime. I don't have the discipline right now to do any work. I don't want to work. I'm tired.
I respect it. I respect it. Just know this is your YouTube channel. you not have this YouTube channel as well.
Man,
Okay.
been doing this for 47 years. Liverpool is a big team, and stop this shit already, man.
I agree, sir. I agree. Everyone, let's give a round of applause for Albert in the chat because he's just saying what we're all thinking. Albert, I've got your Twitter. I've got your Twitter from last time, so I will be dropping you a message soon, sir. Oh, did he go?
Sorry, somebody tried to call me. So, but let's talk. Let's talk.
No, don't you worry, sir. Albert, what I'll do, I'll drop you a message on Twitter, okay? And
anytime, James. Anytime, James. You're a man after my heart, man. I listen to you all the time. You speak. I don't always agree with you, but you speak from the heart. And at the end of the day, we all want the same thing for our team. So
that's right.
I mean, there's nothing like Liverpool going out there and conquering the heights and making all of us happy. But we have to have the tools to do the job. You can't be asked to take out a screw. You can't be asked to take out a screw with your fingernails. What is that?
You've got to get the tool.
That's what they're asking us to do.
That's right.
And you know, like I told you the last time, I've had my issues with Klopp, but this time it couldn't be him because he's told us everything he wants to do, and it ain't happening. Did you see him snapping at the kid in Singapore? He probably had some bad news on the phone. He was getting upset.
Yeah. Did you look into that? Did you think that was like a big problem? I didn't think that was an issue, me.
No, it's not an issue. It's nothing. It's nothing, man.
I thought it was funny, to be honest. He
was just exasperated. He was tired. He wants to get home. You know, tired of all the phone calls, tired of all the attention. He just wants to get home to his team and do what he needs to do. And you know, if you're not giving the manager the tools to do the job, what are we complaining about? Right? What are we complaining about when the team doesn't do well? Just because maybe he's not out there saying those things, like I've told you, you know my views on him. I think he's part of the problem because he's not speaking out enough. But the question to ask is, let's start from inception. If you've given him what he needs, he won't be talking. Look at fucking Ten Hag, egghead, coconut head Ten Hag. He's gotten every single player he's asked for and some more, right? He's gotten every player. He comes in, I want Anthony. And can you imagine, will Liverpool pay 100 million euro for Anthony, the trapeze artist?
Well, yeah, do you know what I like to compare it to, Albert? Albert, do you know what I like to compare it to? Do you know when Klopp came from Dortmund and let's say we wanted Gundogan or someone like that from Dortmund or Marco Reus? The same flexibility isn't there? Whereas Ten Hag was able to get a lot of his squad, which he already had and he was familiar with, plus Casemiro. In his first season, it's just different. It's different resources.
You know, he has spent, this guy, apparently, and correct me if I'm wrong, Ten Hag's net spend since he came in has been more than that of Klopp since Klopp came in. The net spend, I'm not talking about the actual figures, because we've also sold a lot of our players. We virtually gutted the academy and there's nothing to sell. There's nothing to sell anymore. Nothing to sell. Fucking Brewster, Jordan Ibe, Awoniyi, we sold everything, right? We sold everything. There's only the tea lady left to sell. Fuck those stupid people, man. Do something with your life, bro.
Albert said, I agree with everything. Albert, thank you so much for your time as well. Like, it's always appreciated. You always make the shows better.
Take care.
Much love for you, sir. And I'll speak to you soon, okay?
Talk to me, bro. Talk to me.
God bless, Albert. God bless. Wow, what a gentleman, guys. Can we just all like get a proper round of applause for Albert? Like, I hate the fact that I've even got to cut I could do a 3-hour podcast with that man. I don't think you guys understand. Same with Ziberi before. I was thinking actually maybe Albert and Ziberi, because them two, then they're not only got such amazing points of views, but they have such a great way of explaining it, and they're my favourite type of people. Albert, you're amazing, sir, and even the words that he said to me about tuning in constantly, what a legend, you know what I mean? That's great, and it's great to see like-minded people, though, even though we disagree, we are all wanting the same thing. We all want that common goal, which is success for the club. That's what's most important, guys, at the end of the day. There's 2 more people that I want to get in briefly because they've been waiting for fucking ages, and I feel terrible for them. There is a total of 4 people in the thing, so I apologise to the other 2 might not make it. I am going to have to make this one a little bit shorter, as he was supposed to be. The first guy who came in, I'm going to invite Zlatan in real quick. Before I do, actually, I've got a few super chats that I need to read. Big up to everyone to chat, everyone who's super chatted. Smash a like, subscribe. I don't know how many likes we're on. If we can get this stream to 400 likes, that'd be fantastic. Even if it's not right now, but there's 400 people here, and I believe we'll be closing in on around 200 likes. So by the end of this stream, by the time it's fully concluded, if we can have that many likes, 400 to be exact, that'd just be amazing. Thank you, guys. Red Chili says, big up Uncle Arbit all day, every day. Shout out to Red Chili as well, a proper old timer. Matty again with another super chat. That's what I'm saying. Klopp is propping FSG up. Big up to Matty. Shout out to Mike. He gives a super sticker. Appreciate that, sir. Another, did I get that? I believe I read this one, didn't I, Matty? In case I didn't, Klopp needs to go and get these leeches out. Everyone who's super chatted, everyone who's became a member, everyone who is a member, thank you so much. You guys are a legend. Hey, in chat, don't be audible to Ziberi. Ziberi's like a massive legend as well, and I really appreciated how this is the only problem with Ziberi. But listen, we need these people. We need these people. They test us. You know what I mean? Anyway, let me get Zlatan in real quick. Zlatan, how are you, sir?
Hey, what's up, James? 007. What's up? How you doing?
I'm sorry that I've kept you waiting for so long, man.
No, it's all good.
You know, on the stream, you know what I mean. So we had to say the absolute best till last.
I can't because Uncle came in and dropped the Oppenheimer atomic bomb.
I think it's a tough setup. It's a tough alley-oop for anyone after Uncle Albert. You know what I mean.
You know, I can't do. He did the alley-oop and dunked and left. So there's nothing to do left. But yes, look, I understand the fact that I am completely vexed today. It is annoying to see that we are nickel and diming things. I understand Mr. Zubiri was waffling a bit about I completely disagree with him in the points he's making. The fact that John Henry's income actually doubled since he actually sold portion of the club or the portion of FSG to that capital company. I forgot the name of it. I think Redbird. They sold it for £750 million.
Wow.
And his net worth was 1.5 million or something billion, and went up to I think 2.5 billion or 3 billion. So how did that happen? There has to be something there has to be a way he's making money, whether it's the tax benefit he's getting from whatever tax cut he gets, or the Redbird Capital is handing him some capital more. And by the way, they purchased Pittsburgh Penguins, and here's the point I want to raise anyway. The FSG own Boston Red Sox, the Pittsburgh Penguins, and they also own a F1 or I think a race company or a racing team. They are hated everywhere, and it can't just be you can't say, hey,
that's
if
one
I
thing
was
that gets to me, Zlatan.
Yeah,
like not sorry to interrupt you. I'll let you continue, but
go ahead.
it's like the fact no one likes them. That's a problem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, look, if I had 10 different relationships and all the girls break up with me, and I say, oh, no, it's all the girls' fault, or if a girl breaks up with 10 guys and said, it's the guys, all of those guys it's their fault, and they're they're the bad ones or the bad apples. At some point you got to say that doesn't make sense. If they're being hated by the fan bases of multiple franchises they own, there has to be something there. They're not either properly addressing the concern of the fans, which actually are paying customers. So when Zubiri or FSGN people say that, when they say, oh, you're just a fan, you can't, you shouldn't be, you shouldn't even have, you shouldn't be too concerned or something like that. Well, I am a paying customer, so I should be concerned. I'm buying the kits. I'm going to the Anfield. I'm paying for the subscription for the on TV. So I am a paying customer. So I am concerned. Now, as far as the transfer, they might not have
That was, I'm not gonna lie, that got me, that analogy, you know, that one got me.
Yeah, exactly. Uncle gets it. But yeah, so my point is that all these fan bases don't like them, and there has to be a reason why that is. And my discernment is that they either don't do enough for those teams, or they're just too uninvolved to be administrating those teams. So they're just they just oversee the bigger picture, but they don't necessarily do much in terms of supervising things. I feel
Yes.
like that might be the case that's going on. And if I'm like if I if I'm buying a club, let alone worth billions of dollars, if I'm ordering meal, it doesn't have everything I ask for, I would be concerned. I would
That's
ask
right.
some questions and say, "What's going on? There's a sauce missing. There is a spoon missing. There's a fork missing. Why is that?" I would ask questions, and part of being a fan is asking those questions. And we are asking today that after seeing FSG do that for the past 3-4 years, even 5 seasons, we have to ask questions.
That's right.
So
That is right.
yeah, and I think it's we're not trying to be negative per se. I don't expect FSG to spend like Man City. I don't expect them to spend like Chelsea. I don't even
We've never
expect
asked
them
for
to
that.
spend
Yeah, we've never asked for that.
exactly.
FSG and us will just say
We
that to sort of try and rebuttal that, because they think that's what we want, when no, it's
yeah.
just more than what we've been getting. If we can all agree that FSG aren't doing the most that they possibly can, then we also have to all agree that they need to do more and they need to do the most for a club our size. And if they're not doing that, then that's unacceptable.
I agree. And the reason, here's the thing. I think I've been here on your channel, and we've had this discussion. Why
Yes,
not take a risk and go to cheaper markets, South America?
that's
Let's
right.
say if we take risk, let's say
Kind of listen to
uh
you with Andre.
yeah, with Andre, yeah, and Andrade, 20 million,
Andrade.
right? Andrade Trinidad. So if it doesn't work out, let's just say, or he's not ready, why not loan him out? And
That's
if
right.
if he still is not up to task, sell him for a premium.
That's right. That's
And
right. It can either
that's
be a
not a
player
bad
who
thing to
comes
do.
into the team or it's a money ball transfer.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
And look, I mean, there are a lot of gems in South American market right now. I mean, Brighton just got a striker that is, I think he's coming in I believe in January
That's right.
from Argentina. There are a
Yeah, there's
couple
that
of
other guy, isn't
people.
there? Red Non. I only know because it's a similar name to mine. Redonco. Chat. Let me know who that Argentinian kid is. Apparently, he's available for like 6 million. I've saw like
Something
loads
like
of
that.
people
Yeah.
talking about him.
You know,
Are you on to him on about Redonco or something?
Redondo's son, right? I
Redondon,
forgot the name.
yes, Redondon or
His
something like
son,
that.
yeah,
Yeah,
I think he's like 10 million or something like that.
something really
He's a
dirt cheap,
DM.
and apparently he's really good.
Yep. That's what I'm talking about. We don't need to buy, we don't need someone like Chouameni, like to spend that kind of money. We need that kind of potential, but we don't need to spend that kind of money to get the best value for our money. And I don't
Yeah.
get how FSG or the Liverpool recruitment is not, taking advantage of it. It just doesn't make sense to me. That's why I'm vexed. Not necessarily because we don't spend 100 million pound to get Caicedo. If we can get Redondo, Leighton is mentioning him. Redondo for less than 15 million, just like City did with Alvarez. Why
Exactly.
not
No,
take those
exactly. No, you're right,
risks?
because there's gems to be unnoticed. And if it's just the physical side that you need to improve with them, like you said, send them out on loan, let them get to Europe, used to European football. But that's where the bargains are at, man. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
you can get, as we know, the best players of all time tend to be from that part of the world. So if you're going to increase any
exactly.
chances, then you might as well go there.
Yeah, and I think the other point I wanted to make is that
Go.
the lower leagues, as in like the Portuguese and every other league, they're not affordable anymore. They're
No,
becoming
exactly. Now
very
they've
much
now gone into the
premium
market with
based.
everyone else. It's a
Exactly.
European market opposed to just a Premier League market.
Yep. Yep, and they're
I agree.
charging huge premiums on that. So why not take
Yes.
advantage of, I know the African market is not as big or is the smallest one, but why not take a look at youth players and bring them
Yeah.
through the system? That way you don't have to spend 50, 60, 70 million down the road,
I agree.
and do much better job with the what do you call it, the academy. The academy has to be rebuilt again, like Uncle Albert mentioned, is stripped out. There's not much talent there. Even if there is, we sell them for peanuts at some point.
That's right.
So why not develop that part of the business? Because I look at City and they're actually developing youth players. Cole Palmer,
They've been doing it for years. They've
Yep,
got age
yep,
group after age group of quality youth talent. It's amazing.
and they sell them for premiums. They made
Massive
55
price.
million pound last year to balance the books. That's how much they're doing well.
That's right.
In terms of the youth academy.
I've
So
said that for a
there are
long time. That's
multiple
why I'm more encouraged now to see people like Bendo coming through, because he
Yep.
is someone, if I saw him at City, I'd be like, whoa, that's just another amazing player that they've got. Whereas we've got him for us. He's actually our player, and he is someone from Celtic, young age. I think he's a quality player, me lad. But we need
I think
of him.
Yep. I think within the next, I would say, not to hype him up, but I think he's gonna be good. He's gonna come good if he continues with the first team. The next 2-3 years, I think he will be able to step up slightly. I'm not saying he's gonna be Mo Salah level. I'm just saying he's gonna do a job. He's gonna be able to do a job within the next 2-3 years if he continues to progress the way he is right now. He's electric. He's special. So that's what I wanted to share in terms of my opinion on FSG and overall what's going on with the LFC. Let's just hope there is going to be more signings coming in, but it's up in the air right now.
Zlatan, I think they were some very smart, articulate, very well put points. I think you've got a lot of the James Redmond TV viewership agreeing with you. I like the way you mentioned cities. I like your way of thinking. You're not saying FSG spend money and spend it blindly. You're actually trying to accommodate their lack of spending power by saying, let's go this market, let's improve the youth facilities, let's actually build our finances through this way. Because even some of our best examples of sales, Ryan Brewster, Jordan Ibe, Dominic Solanke. It looks like Carvalho will be another one of those stopgap players where you bring them in and then they go for somewhere else. I think they're the best. I think that's the best pieces of business that we've done in terms of sales ever since FSG have taken over. So I agree. Zlatan, I've got to let you go just because I've got to shoot off the stream now.
Thank you for having me.
Say thank you for coming in, Zlatan. I'd love to get you back in future as well.
Absolutely. Take care.
Top man. Let me just make sure that I say apologies to Coutinho is him because he's been waiting here. Coutinho is him, bro. How are you, sir?
Yo, what's up? I actually have my camera on for like once.
Bro, I was gonna say you're all ready, you're prepared, but I've got to shoot off, lad. Just because I want to bring you in and just apologise as well, brother, because I know that you've been waiting there for a little bit. You know what I mean?
You're fine.
Can I get you on next time? Because I've had you on plenty of times before, innit?
Yeah. That's fine.
Top man. Nah, thank you, legend. And hopefully you'll be brave enough to show your face again.
No, I just didn't show my face because I was at work.
Nah, it's fair, dude, bro. Nah. Don't even worry. You can come on with or without. It doesn't matter at all. But big up yourself, though, man.
All right, have a good one.
Nah, God bless yourself, brother. Big up to Coutinho is him. He's been waiting there for time. There's also Maddie Mads who's been waiting here. Maddie Mads, are you okay?
What up, James? What's going on?
What's going on, sir? I do apologise because I am wrapping up the stream. I just wanted to
say... No problem.
I just wanted to say, if you want to jump in next time, as I am intending to do this more, then...
Yep, no problem. So before you go and stuff, because as I said, this is one of the most enjoyable shows I've had to see for the week. Thank you so much. You have saved my sanity.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. To be honest, we've got to kind of thank Uncle Albert for this. You know what I mean?
Oh no, Uncle Albert is one of my favorites. But as I said, wonderful show today. Hopefully next time I'll get in a bit early. I'm a bit kind of behind the curveball because I recently had a kind of a major minor surgery, so I'm a bit wobbly, a bit slow, But as I said, for everybody who listening, hit the damn like, subscribe.
The damn like button. Damn right, sir. Damn right. Maddie, is that your name? If you got a better name that I can call you?
Oh no, that's the name everybody calls me by.
Is it? No, fair
Because-
enough. If that's what everyone calls you, that's fine. Maddie. I'll call. Am I all right to call you Maddie?
Yeah, that's how everybody addresses me. I'm
Brilliant,
prone
Maddie.
to
Brilliant.
madness.
Brilliant, Maddie. Nah, Maddie, thank you for waiting. Thank you for coming in. And we'll get you on next time if you're willing to jump on again.
No problem. Redmond,
Top
you're
man,
a
say,
legend.
God
you know,
bless
and
yourself,
as I
okay,
said,
and I hope you have a
the
good
only
night.
thing that I'm gonna give you before I go is that I'm going to debunk everything what Ziberi said about FSG because I live right here in Boston. And I can tell you some of the nasty things those critters have done to the locals.
Wow. Ooh, I feel like that's semi-important. Right, have you got socials?
Sorry, what was that?
Have you got socials, like social media, Twitter and stuff?
Yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit you up with a message how to find me so you
Great.
can link me anytime. But as I said,
thank you.
I'm literally 7 miles away from the Fenway area, and FSG are scammers. They had a big uproar because
we need to get in. We need to get into
they
that.
tried to get their public and the government to fund their remodernization of Fenway, and it did not go down well.
God, why? I have to go. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Maddie.
no problem. As I said,
You're doing this to the audience. You're leaving them on a cliffhanger. This is your fault, chat. Don't blame me. Blame Maddie.
That's what I said. The bigger the worm, the bigger the hook.
Hey, listen, we're gonna be getting you back on for sure. We'll make sure that Ziberi's there as well. More than you can believe.
Definitely.
More than you can believe. Nah, big up yourself, Maddie. God bless yourself. Okay.
Take care of yourself too, James. Have a good one.
God bless, man. God bless. Thank you. What a legend. Guys, oh my goodness, what a stream. That was just goated to so many levels. Before we do wrap up, thank you to everyone who's liked. Thank you to everyone who subscribed. Wow, God's so beautiful, chat. What an amazing stream that was, you know what I mean? The fact that he gets me to connect with you lot on a night-to-night basis, I'm so lucky. I genuinely feel like the luckiest person in the world when I get to do these streams. And just thank you, guys. I don't want to be cheesy or not, and I want to be sincere with it, you know what I mean? But thank you so much. Big up to Shane. I'm here if you want to chat FSG. Shane, I'm so sorry, sir. I would have had you. I've literally got to shoot now. But next stream, we're going to be doing this more often, Shane. So I will make sure you get in there because I know you got some things to say, sir. I know you got some things to say. So, for show. Michael Ramsey, the Gerrard hater, he says FSG in because rubbish Gerrard. Fuck off, Ramsey. Fucking hell. Thank you for the super chat, though, sir. Shane, question. If there's no money available, how are FSG able to purchase new franchises all the damn time? They care about keeping LeBron happy more than LFC. Joke, FSG, get the hell out of our club. Shane is just spin those facts, brother. Spin those facts. But chat, before we leave, and thank you for the big super chat as well, Shane Legends, and the other one as well. And everyone who's super chatted, everyone who's became a member or stayed a member, thank you. And on that note, I am going to have to shoot. Ruby is like, look at Ruby chat, you know what I mean? Look at Ruby right there. Ruby, say hello to the people. Jeez. And then there's Fernando Torres and the Champions League winners right there. Chat. Yeah, nah, I'm saying blood. Anyway, wait there. Let me just get you sort of back there. Jeez, blood. Anyway, chat. Much love to you and your mothers. Please do leave a like after the stream is done. Leave a comment as well because it gets it more in the algorithm. And I can only thank you to everyone who came on the show. Uncle Albert, Ziberi, Zlatan. Mandy at the end there, leaving us on a little cliffhanger quality. So yeah, big up yourselves, guys, and I will see you all